Hiya guys, welcome back to the Hollyburn Sewalong. Rolly the Pug would just like to say congratulations for getting so far. We are almost on the home stretch, but today it's going to be all about sewing in our zippers, and unfortunately Rolly, I don't think you're going to be much help, so let's get on with it. For our first step, we're going to sew up the back seam of our skirt, from the bottom all the way up to our double notches here. So we're going to line up our notches and pin this together ready to sew. Once it's all sewn together, our back seam will look something like this. So the top portion, including the waistband, is all still open, but the bottom part we've already sewn down. Our next step is going to be pressing this seam open, and we're going to want to do that all the way up the seam, including the parts of the seam that we haven't yet sewn. So when it comes to the top portion of our skirt seam, we are going to fold these seams over 5/8 of an inch and press them in place. You may be able to do this by eye, or you may need the help of your measuring tape. Either way, you're going to want to press these seam allowances all the way up to the top of the waistband. And this is what your back seam should look like. We're going to finish our seams before inserting our zipper. So like our front skirt seams, the back skirt seams will be finished open. And as usual, I have used my serger to finish my seams. Here you can see, finished all the way from the top of the waistband all the way down to the hem. Now for the exciting bit, putting in our zipper. So to start off with, we're going to pin our zipper in place. You need to make sure that your zipper pull is about halfway up your waistband, as that's going to be folded over when we sew it. The rest of your skirt back seam needs to be pinned in place along your zipper, and you're going to be lining up the edge of your fabric with the teeth of the zipper, just to make sure that no fabric is going to get stuck when you're opening and closing that zip. Quick tip, before pinning the second side of your zipper, make sure that your waistline is meeting at the back. It just adds a really nice professional touch to a zip if both of your waist seams are perfectly in line. To sew our zip, we're going to use a zipper foot attachment for our machine. Now it's possible to just use a regular sewing foot to sew in a zip. However, I prefer to use this as it allows me to get in nice and close when I'm sewing. As you can see here, using the zipper foot allows me to get nice and close to that seam and that zipper tape. If you're at all intimidated about sewing a zip, as with everything that's a little bit more demanding, just take things nice and slowly and pace yourself. Take particular care when you're going over bulky fabric like here at the waistline, just to make sure that everything is staying in place. And again, just take things nice and chilled. You will get to a point where it becomes almost impossible to continue sewing your zip with it open. What you'll need to do is anchor your needle in your fabric, as I've done here, and close the zip up whilst the needle is still in the fabric. Apologies for the shaky camera and me pretty much being unable to show you this. It's very difficult to do this whilst holding a camera in one hand. But this is what your zip will look like once you have closed it. Continue sewing until you get to the end of your zipper, and at that point you're going to want to drop the needle into your fabric, lift up your presser foot, and then pivot your fabric around 90 degrees to be able to sew across your zipper tape. Repeat this process on the other side of the zipper and you're good to go. We've inserted our zip into our skirt and we're one step closer to being completely finished. As always, I hope you found this helpful, but if you have any comments or queries at all, leave them in the comments below or head over to the Inside Number 23 Ravelry group and I'll do my best to get in touch ASAP. Bye for now!